Hello, students. This is for the people who were absent today, Monday, March 18th, and therefore did not get the guidance that I provided in terms of the annotated bibliography, which is due on Wednesday, March 20th. So if you look into the assignment, you'll see you are to produce a 3-item annotated bibliography from peer-reviewed scholarly sources. So what I've done is I have added to that assignment a rubric that goes into some detail. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring up an image of that rubric and talk about it for a bit. So if you look at the rubric, you will see that there are several categories, including the idea that you get 10 points for your items being actually peer-reviewed scholarly sources. And I've pointed out that these are ideally coming from academic journals, and they clearly have an author identified. If you're unsure whether or not your items are peer-reviewed scholarly sources, you can contact me or your writing fellow and get a little guidance on that. So then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to do a properly cited, properly formatted citation. And so we'll eventually turn to my sample in which I'm using APA style. But basically, once again, you don't mix APA and MLA. They have different conventions in terms of capitalizations, quotation marks, where the date goes, et cetera, et cetera. And then after you have got your citation all right, then what you're going to do is you're going to have a brief summary of your source, talking about its strengths and weaknesses, and indeed this might be a source that helps you support your argument, or this could be a source that provides the good opposing argument that you're going to rebut or refute. And then finally what you'll do is you're going to evaluate the source. You're going to say just exactly what it does for your argument. And so you look closely at that rubric. That will help you get something like the full 100 points that can be gotten for this annotated bibliography. All right, now here is an example of my one-item annotated bibliography. And so what I did was I found this article, and you'll look at it and you say, it says references, not works cited. That's because I'm using APA style, because APA style would be most appropriate for the kind of research I'm doing, which happens to be into sort of background information on the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And then if you look at the citation one, you're going to see it's using hanging indents. There is a page in the module for this week that tells you how to make hanging indents in Google Docs, so make sure that you use hanging indents. It has the last name of the author and the first initial. You don't put the first name in. If you're using MLA, you would put the first name in. Next thing it has is it has the year of publication. That's right up front in the top. In APA, it's not in MLA. In MLA, it's towards the end. And then what I've got is I got the title of the article. All major words are not capitalized. That's APA style. The title is not in quotation marks. The name of the journal is in italics. So in both MLA and APA, that is italicized. And then I've got the issue number, and I've got a URL to get to the actual document. And then what I do is I describe the article, saying what it's about. And so it's about this situation in the U.S. Department of Agriculture, where they have this sort of dueling mandates. They're supposed to support American agriculture, but they're also supposed to recommend a good diet. And so at some point in 1991, what happened was they changed their food pyramid because of pressure from the meat and dairy industries. Were saying, you're telling people they shouldn't eat so much of our product, and that's hurting us. So what I do is I acknowledge that the author sort of points out that, yes, lobbying is legal, but she is concerned about the outsized influence that these industries have and what the impact it is having on the American diet. And so that's sort of pointing to the bias that exists in the article, but it's a bias that I am sort of in favor of. And then what I do is I evaluate why this is valuable to me. And one of the most valuable parts is there's a list of 23 food-producing lobbying groups that have influence on the diet that is recommended by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And so there's, all the ingredients. So if each of your 3 annotated bibliography items is like that, you're going to get something close to the full points. And the greater degree to which they diverge from that, you could lose a lot of the points on this 100-point assignment. So I hope that's all clear. Also, one final note. in your final essay. You might not actually use these ones in your final because your topic will have changed, so you have found different and better things. But this is just, it's an exercise to show to me that you actually do know how to find the gold standard of scholarly articles. And so that's why I'm requiring that all three of these be peer-reviewed scholarly sources. Talk to you later.